অনেকে আমাকে প্রশ্ন করছেন যে কংগ্রেস সভাপতির পদ ত্যাগ করবার পর আমি কি করব। এর উত্তরে আমি সর্বপ্রথমে আপনাদের স্মরণ করিয়ে দেব যে আজ ভারতবর্ষের সম্মুখে একটা মস্ত বড় সুযোগ উপস্থিত হয়েছে। এই সুযোগ যদি আমরা গ্রহণ করতে পারি, যদি ঠিক পথে চলে কৌশল অবলম্বন করে,
let us take full advantage of the present international situation and achieve our goal of complete independence.
ভবিষ্যতে পূর্ণ স্বরাজ লাভ করা আমাদের পক্ষে মোটেই কঠিন হবে না।
But in 1940 he was languishing in prison. So he gave an ultimatum to the British government and undertook a fast unto death. The government yielded and released him temporarily, ensuring of course that his activities and his movements were closely watched. On the 17th January 1941 at 1:35 a.m. Netaji, in the guise of an upcountry Muslim, Muhammad Ziauddin, tiptoed out of his room, went across the length of his Elgin Road house and came down the rear staircase where I had parked the car. We drove out of the house in a most natural fashion and took the Grand Trunk Road. On the night of 18th January, we reached Gomo station, where he boarded the Delhi Kalka mail on his way to Peshawar.
Subhas Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack on January the 23rd, 1897. He was the 9th child of Janaki Nath and Prabhavati Bose. Brilliant in his studies, Subhas Bose eventually proceeded to England and successfully competed for the Indian Civil Service in 1920. Subhas Chandra Bose, Esquire, ICS. No, it sounded too much of a parody of his values. To him, life had but one meaning and one purpose: to seek freedom from bondage of every kind. Vande Mataram solved the dilemma he faced. Returning to India in 1921, Subhas Bose prepared himself for his baptism of fire in the independence struggle. Under the guidance of his guru, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, he organized a total boycott in Calcutta on the occasion of the visit of the Prince of Wales to India. This resulted in the first of his many journeys to jail under British rule. In 1924, when C.R. Das was elected Mayor of Calcutta, Subhas Bose was appointed Chief Executive Officer. 6 years later, even while in prison, he was elected the Mayor of Calcutta. 1921 to 1938, one agitation after another, in and out of jail, periods of exile. A brave man reduced to utter physical exhaustion. Subhas Bose was released on the express condition that he sought treatment outside India. In Europe, he missed no opportunity to campaign for the cause of India's independence. In January 1938, while abroad, he was elected President of the Indian National Congress. An extremist, in his own words, with the firm principle all or none, Subhas Bose was indeed the most controversial political figure of his time. At the Tripuri session in 1939, he was elected Congress President for the second time, defeating Gandhiji's chosen nominee, Pattabhi Sitaramaiah. Subhas Bose at that time was for direct action against the British government.
Friends, outside India, the international situation appears to be favorable to India and her cause. And I believe that this is an opportunity which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose.
But this was not accepted by Gandhiji and others. Eventually, he was forced to resign from the Congress presidentship and formed the Forward Bloc. In 1939, Subhas Bose invited Rabindranath Tagore to lay the foundation stone of the Mahajati Sadan in Calcutta, a memorial hall to the freedom fighters.
যার সংস্কার মুক্ত উদার আতিথ্যে মনুষ্যত্বের সর্বাঙ্গীন মুক্তি অকৃত্রিম সত্যতা লাভ করে।
In 1941, after his disappearance from Calcutta to Kabul, Subhas Bose arrived in Berlin. At a meeting of the Free India Center,
Friends, we are now living in a period which is pregnant with immense possibilities. This is an opportunity which is rare in the history of a nation, which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose. Every commodity in this world has its price. So also has freedom. I appeal to you to be ready to pay the price of freedom, which is service and suffering.
the first Azad Hind Forge was formed in Berlin in September 1941, comprising Indian prisoners of war from Europe and North Africa.
आजाद हिंद फौज अपने मातृभूमि की ओर कूच कर रही है।
हम दिल्ली दिल्ली जाएंगे, हम बिगड़ी हिंद बनाएंगे, हम दिल्ली दिल्ली जाएंगे, हम बिगड़ी हिंद बनाएंगे। अब फौजी बनकर रहना है, दुख दर्द मुसीबत सहना है। अब फौजी बनकर रहना है, दुख दर्द मुसीबत सहना है। सुभाष का कहना है, चलो दिल्ली चल के रहना है।
In December, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor and the Second World War spread to Asia. The fall of Singapore rocked the foundations of the British Empire. Meanwhile, in India, the Indo-British parleys based on the Cripps mission made little headway. Finally, Mahatma Gandhi gave the Quit India call. The Indian freedom struggle was nearing the final phase. In June 1942, at a meeting in Bangkok, the Indian community invited Netaji to assume the leadership of the Indian freedom movement in East Asia. In response to the invitation, Netaji made a perilous journey in a German submarine around the Cape of Good Hope toward Penang. It took him 90 days, a change of submarines from the German to a Japanese, and a final trip by plane to reach Tokyo.
India and Japan have in the past been bound by deep cultural ties which are about 20 centuries old. In recent times, these cultural relations have been interrupted because of the British domination of India. It is, however, certain that